Hello and welcome to Timberborn episode 5. We're back at it in our post-apocalyptic beaver survival sim. City builder type game. Last episode, of course, was our restart after we somehow made the terrible mistake of letting 69 beavers starve to death and die of thirst. So, this episode we're going to be starting fresh in cycle 4 in our new save. And we're going to try and get a whole lot more done here. Need to finish the dam, but I can't do that until these trees are all cut because, of course, I was super dumb and put this here for some reason. So yeah, you know how this goes. We have a pretty good amount of food stored up and a pretty good amount of water stored up. We can go ahead and unpause the water pumps because, of course, water is back. And I just noticed this one doesn't actually go into the water. It goes to nowhere. So that's nice. We'll deal with that later. At any rate, right now our limiting factor for most of our stuff is gears. And we don't have the technology to really do too much more with that at this exact moment. We are waiting for enough gears to start building the high power shafts. We have, oh, we actually have 4 gears, so we could probably start building those now that I'm thinking about it. So we can go ahead and put that there. Let's see if we can get that built sooner rather than later. Let's go ahead and turn on turbo mode. And if that does in fact work, which I think it will, then, beautiful. So we're going to quickly redesign this little area right here. So what I really need is a high power shaft that also has a split, but I know that's not a thing that exists in this game. So what we're going to do instead is we'll get rid of this, and we'll get rid of this, then we'll get rid of this, and we'll put in a T shaft right here. And then we'll couple that to another high power shaft. And that should power both of our lumber mills at once. Go ahead and get this done post-haste. And then we'll get right to work on those. Theoretically. Until they, have to go to sleep. So I guess we'll just wait until they decide to do that, because there's not too much you can do about it. There we go. Now we just need this one built. We're just waiting on the gear. And we do have the gear, we just have to have somebody actually deliver it, and looks like that's all good now. We have our power network here. Demand is 292, actual produced is 170. We don't have enough unemployed beavers, huh? Well, we'll have to fix that, won't we? Go ahead and pause one of these gatherer flags. That ought to get somebody in here. Oh, not really, no. Huh. Okay, well, we'll pause one of these too. There we go. Now we're making planks. Kind of. We just need more beavers, honestly, and we actually have the infrastructure to support it. So, what we can do now, go into housing, we can unlock our double lodge. We can unlock the triple lodge as well. So what this is going to allow us to do, actually, if we unlock the triple lodge, oh, I don't have enough science points. Should have done that one first. But the double lodge has the entrance on the second story, so what we can do is pop this in like so and build a platform on top of here. Just like so. And we'll go ahead and put in platforms here to connect everything up. And then we'll be able to build other stuff as well. We'll get a little bit creative here. And yes, before you guys comment about I did something dumb, don't worry, we have enough food to sustain people now. It's not like last time. There we go, we'll leave that there. So that will be completely covered, which means we can also on this side. Put in one of those right there. And then we can connect all of these with some lovely paths. And then we have access to this rooftop right here. That will then allow us to put in stuff like rooftop terraces. Which we will do. I think... I'm trying to find the best place to put it, because I'm going to put more... what do you call them? More lodges, I guess the game wants me to call it, up here. So we might do rooftop terrace later. So once they actually build these platforms, they can take care of that. But that is an improvement for our housing situation. And of course, more housing means more reproduction, which means more beavers. Which means we need more food. So while we're here, we have the ability to take care of this stuff. We will go ahead and put in a bunch more farmhouses, which will allow us to hire a lot more beavers to do food. And in turn, we can go ahead and plant some more crops, which we will do all over here with some carrots. And we can finally get rid of some of these resources here. Get rid of those and turn this all into farmland. So as soon as they have the ability to take care of any of that stuff. And we should have more beavers becoming adults, which means they can hold jobs. So, you know, all sorts of exciting stuff here. Just need this one last thing to get built and they should be able to connect. And start inhabiting these, which means our capacity will go up. And there we go. So that is good progress there. All sorts of good stuff. So we'll leave that be for right now. Our main goal for right now should be to try and build one of these large water tanks. So we almost have enough gears. So what we're going to do is get rid of a couple of these that are smaller and not filled very much, and replace it with one of these large water tanks, which will hold 10 times as much as one of these. Because we have 13 gears and we're producing more because we are, of course, using the gear workshop. We have fully staffed lumber mills as well. And while we're here, we can be planting some more crops. We have potatoes. And we have this this grill. But we need more potatoes and wheat. We're not going to worry about wheat quite yet because we don't have a grindstone. So we will instead be planting... No, can't plant potatoes there. Plant some potatoes here and here and here. That's all in range of all of these farmhouses. And having more beavers working, of course, means that more stuff can be taken care of, which is the ultimate goal anyway. So while we're here, we'll go ahead and get rid of all of these berry bushes that we no longer need and are going to be an inefficient food source. And as we harvest the rest of these, we'll get rid of them too. But that will take a little bit of time to do that. And then, of course, we can get rid of these gatherer flags, which, you know, actually we can go ahead and get rid of these anyway, because we don't have any more of this stuff. So we'll get rid of that. And that, of course, will become 2 more slots for growing, you guessed it, potatoes. And actually, we can take our paths out here because they're not going to go anywhere anyway. And beavers don't seem to care where they have to go to plant stuff. They just have to be able to access part of it. And we'll fill that with potatoes too. So good start. Lots and lots of good stuff. Just waiting on 3 more gears here, and they are very slowly and painfully making all these. So yeah, you know how it goes. Another thing we could possibly consider is doing a another, what do you call it, irrigation tower or something. But before we get too out of hand, once this is built, we're going to demolish probably this water tank. Go ahead and empty. Yes, we'll empty that. And then we can take our demolish thing right here, get rid of those, and that will allow us to have the path built over here, which will allow us to finish this dam and then cross the river. So hopefully they can, no, I don't want to build that there. See how long it takes them to actually get rid of some of this stuff here. My guess is going to be probably a long time. Maybe I have to wait until it's actually finished growing. Now, I want somebody to get all the water out of here. Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see, huh? Okay, so this is fully done. Fantastic. So it says it's being emptied, but it's not being emptied. Wonder why. Okay, so while they're trying to figure that out, we can go ahead and start putting our path in here. You know, as soon as I marked this as please empty, they haven't taken a single drop of water out of it. Maybe they'll do that now. Come on, because I don't want to waste any water. Oh, it's not connected by path. Oh, come on, that's cheap. Okay, well, maybe they'll start filling that up now. There we go. Now it's actually being emptied. And we're just about to the point where we can empty this now. And it's empty, so we'll get rid of that. Connect right here with the path that I definitely clicked twice. And now our builders can come finish the dam, which is exactly what we wanted. And that will help us have more water for our water filling needs, which is very helpful. Now what we can do, we can look into irrigation towers. We have enough science, so if we research that, then we can try to think about where we might want to put it, because it has a very limited range. So if I put it up here, it should be able to water most of these crops. So, just because we can, we'll do 2 right there. I don't remember how big it is. Okay, it is 2 by 2, so that's a good thing we did that way. So we'll put that right there as soon as those are all gone. And this is, in fact, going to get most of the crops. That will prepare us for our eventual drought, which should be coming in a few days. We've got plenty of food stored up, but we don't have a lot of, what do you call it? Why is my mind going blank? Oh, wood. It's kind of important. So we're going to come up here and mark these trees for cutting, because, you know, it's kind of important to have wood. Maybe a controversial opinion, but, you know, beavers might need wood. So just go ahead and mark all of this as area that can be planted. And then, I don't know if this forestry, no, we'll have to build a forestry up here. We'll go ahead, or forester, I'm sorry, forestry is the ostrich thing. So we'll just pop that right there, connect it with the path. And so once all of that is built, we'll be able to plant trees up here. We just are kind of lacking some wood right now. Of course, to prepare for that, we will be putting in some lumber storage. If I can remember where in the world it is. Log pile, there we go. We'll put that there. And that's nice and connected. Now, why are they prioritizing building where they haven't built this yet? Oh, they don't have enough logs. That's kind of important. Just a little bit. We do have 2 beavers assigned to cut wood here. Okay, drought in 3 days. So let's get this thing going here. This has 39 water in it. We're going to need to get those numbers up here. Really going to need to get those numbers up. But the dam being here and fully complete will help. That will be substantially helpful. This is not a full coverage thing, but it will stop a lot of the water from getting away. And eventually, of course, we are going to dam this up over here. That's probably quite a ways off. We've got 45 beavers, which means every day we're going to require approximately 135 food, which, based on what we have now and the fact that they're currently harvesting, means that we will probably be completely fine. Now, it's the water that's more concerning. But as long as this continues to get filled, then we don't really have anything to worry about here. Now, if I turn this on, I don't know that this can even do anything because there's no water connected to it. Because, you know, I'm not very smart sometimes. So while we're here, what I wanted to do is build that like that. And I probably should have another one over here, but I needed a platform built and I didn't have one. Nope, can't build levees yet. I don't want to build that. I need to build a platform here. Then once that's built, I can build a pump. Alright. That won't get done in 1.8 days anyway, but, you know, man can dream, right? Yeah, they're lacking potatoes here. Okay, so they're actually getting somewhere. Looking good. We have tons of food. Again, water is going to be the real limiting factor. I probably should have scaled up the water production before I added so many more beavers. But yeah, I'm not terribly worried about it. It's just one of those things that takes a little bit of knowledge beforehand that I do not have. But that's how you learn. So that's completely fine. Now we're just waiting on a ton of logs that we don't have. So I'm interested to see what's going to happen here because we'll go through all this water in about 1 day. It's a good thing they harvested all these crops, though. These potatoes theoretically should, all be harvestable before the drought fully gets rid of water. Keep in mind we do have the dam now, so it should stay for a pretty decent amount of time. And we do have some logs. It just, you know, takes a while. Just need one more log for this water pump and we'll get somebody employed on that. We have 13 unemployed beavers. We really should be doing a lot more. We just don't have the ability here to really do too much. So that's done. So waiting on 12 logs for this one. But we do have 227 water now. We really, ideally, should have about 600, I think. Oh, 4-day drought. Okay, so we would need a little less than 600. We will be able to pump significantly faster now since we have 3 of these pumps working. Hopefully soon to be 4, except we don't have any logs. So maybe not. Especially because this one's going to dry up pretty quick. Well, I do know the beavers won't immediately die if they don't have water, but they will start dying after a day or 2. Which, you know, seems kind of reasonable. That one can officially be paused. That one can also be paused. So now we can dump all of our resources into moving stuff around. Because we have so many beavers that need jobs. We'll just put them all in the hauling posts and the district center so they can be helping move stuff around and building and all that good stuff. So we'll go ahead and get them cutting all these trees down. That ought to help speed things up just a little bit. We still have plenty of water, which is good. We're going to have a ton of food. In fact, our warehouse is almost full. And we can store some in the farmhouse, which is fine. I'm just worried about this water a little bit. Well, in actuality, now that we have this dam here, we can be putting some pumps on the other side, which we will do. Wonder if I can get away with... No, I can't. So I need to have platforms here. If I do that, then I can put another water pump right here. And that'll be helpful for this side of little area here. Then we can in turn put another large water tank on this side. Probably should just kind of leave this one right there like so, connect it with the path, because for some reason it sets it back one. So we're actually going to be okay on water because this water's not fully going to go away. I don't think we're not using quite enough of it. But we are going to want to get right on having a lot more water pumped out sooner. So, you know, all things considered, pretty good drought season survival here. I mean, of course, there is a day and a half left, so anything could happen, but I like our odds here. So let's connect this with paths, because apparently I completely forgot how to play this game. And we are going to need to put in another couple of lumberjack flags to play the game properly. Get those built up, and then we'll get these cut down. And as soon as these are all cut down, we'll mark this entire area for growth. Outside of this area up here, we can then build more areas for people to go up and down. You know how this works by now, right? Just takes time. And I guess I could probably dynamite this to really do it the correct way, but we don't have dynamite yet, and it's going to be quite some time before we take care of that. But look at this. Our little drought area is working pretty well. We didn't have to shut anything down except the production from the water wheel because the water is not moving. But, you know, I'll take it. Sounds pretty good to me. We're able to keep all of our beavers fully fed, and stuff is looking fantastic. So this underground warehouse, we can't build quite yet because it's 1,000 science points, but we can go ahead and build another large warehouse. We'll just put that right there. That will take quite some time to build, but that will double our storage for stuff. Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing so far. And that's the end of the drought. We didn't lose any beavers. That is quite an achievement. But before we do our next round of housing construction, we really need to get some more water going. Which is why I'm glad we have these new pumps. Should help quite a bit. But, of course, the more pumps you build, the more water you will use during a drought. So that's why we really need to make sure our storage is adequate for the job. And this little production area is not going to last forever like this. So what we're probably going to have to do is start building up on the taller areas. Perhaps up here, but that's going to take some time to get up to. Or we could move production down to these flat areas here. But we are pretty well organized down here. I think is pretty nice. Let's check on our beavers' needs. Yeah, they don't have very much social life going on. They just have this one campfire. They could use a rooftop terrace or two, I think. Of course, we don't have temples or anything quite yet. So for rooftop terraces, why don't we go ahead? Can't really put that there, can I? No. Let's go ahead and put this right here, because then we can come around with some housing, some lodges, etc. And put this here and this here. And then, on top of that, we can put a double lodge here and here, because they'll be able to access from the top and all that good stuff. Then come right on top of this with more regular lodges. And then these can be connected with all sorts of good stuff, multi-level platforms and the like. Right, like so. Then the way these get connected, we just have to have here and here. And I guess in the middle we can't really do too much unless we build one of those mini lodges that sleeps one, which is, you know, kind of a waste of space, so we might not get to that quite yet. We do still need to have some way. I guess I kind of cornered myself here with the way I'm building this up, but we do need stairs to go up to the next level, which we should probably put here, if I had to hazard a guess. So if we then use this area kind of as like a stairwell of sorts, put in paths up here, that will then allow us to put in, you know, I probably should just go ahead and get a double platforms and triple platforms unlocked. I don't really need to at this exact point in time. So this right here is going to become another double lodge because that levels the floor for us. Then this little rooftop terrace is going to get covered, I know, but I don't think the beavers are going to care. Oh, I actually can't. I can't put that there. Well, boo on you, game. Wow, that is, that throws a wrench in the works here. That is, I didn't see that coming. Definitely did not see that coming. So I think if I go to paths, I'm not going to be able to do that, am I? Okay, I just have to click on the right spot. Well, 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 that is complicating things for sure. So what that's going to do is that's going to make me get rid of that and get rid of the rooftop terrace because that's going to make things very difficult here. I guess I probably shouldn't have this on 4 times speed right now, right? So if I put this, no, we'll just leave this here. I think we're going to have to, because this is going to have to connect over here like so. And I think it's not going to let me stack these stairs unless stuff is already built. Or maybe it would have let me build on top of the rooftop terrace anyway and I just didn't pay attention. So, I'll tell you what we'll do. How big is the rooftop terrace? I know, I really should have just kept it. Okay, so it covers 1.5 of these. So if I go here, put one here. Aha! I'll put one there, and then on top of that, I can put a rooftop terrace. Yeah, that sounds good. And then over here, and take a double lodge or 2. Put this here and here. And then here, I guess I could unlock this, but I'm not too worried about that. I can then go over here. Or I could just, you know, leave this alone, because it doesn't need to be complicated. We'll just leave that like that for now. We'll let them build all that. We just need to get a lot more stuff built here. We just don't have enough unemployed beavers. Seems to be the actual problem here. Our water is doing well. We just need more logs. Really, that's just the long and short of it. So I guess what we can go ahead and do. 12 days to grow for pine. Might have even waited too long for these birch trees. I might not even be able to really build birch trees or any trees up here because of how dry it is. Yeah, these, okay, that's not working there. Surprised nobody called me on that. Usually you guys are pretty good about, telling me stuff that I'm doing wrong here. So what that means, that's actually good. That means that we don't have to worry about this being quite so weird over here. We can go ahead and plant some let's get nasty here. Let's plant some maple trees. That means we can use this area up here for some industrial stuff. That's real exciting. That means we don't need this forester up here. We just need these trees to be taken care of here. We just don't have enough unemployed beavers. And we won't until they build more stuff, but they can't build more stuff until we get more logs. You know, see, it's a kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy of sorts. They're just waiting on logs. It just takes time. So that being said, let's go ahead and put in some more lumberjack flags here. Get that taken care of. Get one more beaver working on that. We can take a couple away from the hauling posts to make sure these get fully staffed. Yeah, now they're cutting these down, so that's good to see. And as soon as they cut a tree down, we can plant a path segment in its spot. Then get this all taken care of. It. This up here is going to become other stuff. So probably going to end up being... See, is this going to be... Okay, so this can actually connect here. So we'll go ahead and take care of that. Kind of connect that second level a little bit. So this could actually end up being storage and other things as we get to that point in the playthrough. We also have these ruins over here that we can scavenge for metal parts. We probably won't get there for a little while. But now we're just waiting for a whole bunch of logs. Which, you know, takes time. But while we're here, let's see, what else wood-wise? We have power. We really should be researching this large windmill as soon as possible. We just don't have the beaver power. So we should probably build some more inventors, which we could easily staff if we slash our haulage stuff. So since we have the ability to do pretty much whatever we want up here now, that we don't have any other stuff to worry about, let's go ahead and put in a couple of these inventors here. Of course, they take logs, which is kind of a resource in short supply. Just kind of have to go with everything here. Still churning out gears, lumber mills and stuff. We are going to do a whole bunch of wind power in this general area. Try and research more stuff when we can. It just takes a very long time to get stuff built because we don't have enough wood to chop, and we don't have everything else figured out quite yet. We still have some unemployed beavers, so why don't we go ahead and get some more lumberjack flags going here. Just get that set right up. I guess we could. Well, that's not going to work because of how this is set up here. So we could actually put a couple down here as well and get that taken care of. We're going to be completely fine for food for probably a while, based on how our population's growing here. And water as well. Our water capacity is looking fantastic. We should be building more water tanks as we have the ability to. We have almost enough gears. So why don't we go ahead and put another one of these right here. Connect it with a path. Not that one. Nope, get rid of that. Because we're probably more than halfway through the next, or this cycle toward the next drought. So we want to make sure we are adequately prepared with water. Get all that figured out. Now, why do they say, oh, there's no more trees here, so we can get rid of this lumberjack flag, because they're not going to be doing anything ever again with it. And now we can begin in earnest thinking of what we want to do with this area. We have all this space. A beautiful variety of space we can do stuff with here. So we'll just start putting some warehouses down. Ooh, I wish I could do that, but it's gonna completely block everything. We got 2 warehouses there. We'll put 2 more here. Connect these with paths all the way down here. Then, you guessed it, another warehouse right here. And then right here we can plan for the future by putting in some stairs at the end right there. That will connect these paths right here just because we can. And I imagine eventually this will connect to more housing and stuff down here. But just want to get prepared. Now that we have all these warehouses up here, we're going to need... Can't remember where it is. Labor? Yeah. We don't have other districts yet. But we go ahead and do a hauling post up here. And this spot seems like a... Actually, this spot might be a little better. Yeah, we'll put that there. We do already have one down here. But having one of these next to all these warehouses up here is probably going to be to our benefit. Especially as our population gets bigger. And it's going to take quite a while before these are done. Let us prioritize these inventors here. So we've got all sorts of stuff to build and a very, very large shortage of logs to get it done with. This water tank should be done, and it is done. So that can get filled up. It's going to be quite some time here. So we can go ahead and start emptying these 3. We'll get rid of this and replace it with a large tank. Just takes time here. I want to make sure this actually gets emptied. Believe it or not, I've already forgotten how I got it emptied the last time because that's just how stuff goes here. Okay, they're actually taking stuff out of it. So as soon as that's done, we can get rid of that. Yes, I know we're lacking logs. We're trying our best, okay? I promise. Okay, that's done. Get rid of that. This one's half. Yeah, so I like our odds for survival here. We just need to make sure we get some more gears done. So we've got buildings that need them. These inventors are fully complete. So we can go ahead and get 2 of those done. And now we've got 2 more inventors. Okay, drought in 3 days. But I think we're going to be prepared. I really think we're going to be prepared. Looking quite good here. Go ahead and queue up another large water tank. Of course, get the path going as well. And it's going to take a little bit of time because we don't have enough gears. But we are making planks. Again, we can't do too much if we don't have enough wood. And it's going to take some time. Gonna take some time. Hopefully these don't dry out and die. Because you know how that's going to go. Okay, what is this complaining about not having, Okay, now they're actually sitting here, so that's good. Check out our social life. So we, I guess, need to have less working hours so they can have more hope of a social life, but we are not quite at that time yet where we can actually make that work. But otherwise, we're really doing quite well, I think, for the ability of surviving a drought, because we have 63 beavers, which means we're going to be about 190 food and water a day. So we're in pretty good shape. Unless there's a drought that's more than 6 days long, which we haven't seen yet, although I do think they get longer and longer as time goes on. Don't worry, I will be organizing my warehouses at some point once I have all these other ones built. But again, it takes time. And we probably should be planting a lot more trees. So what we're going to do here is get these demolished once they harvest these berries. Wow, we have 1,000 berries saved up. Maybe I shouldn't get rid of all the berries that fast, huh? I don't know. We'll see. What are these people complaining about not having a... It's not connected by paths. What do you mean it's not connected by paths? Did I not connect down here? Okay, how do I... Aha! Oh, wow. I was not very smart here, was I? This is basically completely untouched here. Wow, I can't believe I forgot that. That's really stupid of me. Okay, well that ought to take care of that problem. There we go. Progress, ladies and gentlemen. Just waiting on planks and gears. Now that we have all these water pumps here, I fully expect that we are going to run out of water at some point during this drought. But we don't exactly know what's going to happen here. I do like where we are, though, in terms of water and food storage. Should be completely fine. Alright, so let's see what happens with this drought. I still think this area is going to be more or less good to go. Okay, 5 days. So I guess every time you have a drought, it gets longer, or every certain number of times. But we can definitely withstand a 5-day drought. They're looking quite good. We have some unemployed beavers. So that means we can hire these back here to do some building, as we have trees harvested, which are not ready to go yet. I really hope these maple seedlings don't die. Go ahead and pause these pumps. Now we can rehire all of our hauling post workers. Okay, so yeah, this is looking perfectly fine here as long as this water doesn't all go away. And I think we probably should be alright because of the amount of water we've got stored up. We're actually going to pause the pumps so they stick around, or the water sticks around longer, because we have so much stored up. And there's no reason to be pumping out of the drought reserve if we still have water stored up. So I think we're in pretty good shape. Just waiting and waiting and waiting for all this to get taken care of here. And of course, this windmill is not able to do too much, and this is going to hurt our production of lumber mills and gear workshop stuff. But until we have stuff built elsewhere, we're just going to kind of have to deal with it. This poor little windmill is definitely trying its best. But we should, hopefully with all these inventors working, should be able to upgrade to the large windmill. And probably not this episode, probably next one, based on how we're looking on time here. And I like to do, I guess as of last episode, 2 cycles per episode. So now we just have to wait and see how stuff's going in the drought. In terms of consumption of materials and resources, we're looking good. These trees are still growing just fine. I think we can go ahead and lower our working hours. Let's try 16. That ought to give them a little bit more time to rest. Comfort is looking good. Nutrition 3 won't happen until we have wheat, and we won't get all until we start doing, I believe, monuments and stuff. Oh yeah, we don't have nearly enough science points, and we can't afford decorations yet either. But we can, since we're here, paper mills. Turns wood into paper. We just, oh, honestly, we just need more trees. So since we're over here already, we can go ahead and mark these areas for tree cutting. Just to be safe. Mark those as areas for tree cutting, and then we can plant some more lumberjack flags. This will cover a lot of these areas here. I guess there's really no reason for me to build like that. I guess I can build like this. We can get a lot more of these lumberjack flags built, and that should take care of most of those trees. Plus we have all these unemployed beavers, so might as well, right? So now everybody wakes up and it's time to go to work. Get these lumberjack flags going and get some wood. That way everything should be set up pretty nicely for the return from the drought. Look at this, we've had all our pumps turned off and we are still well within our safe amount of water stored up. So yeah, stuff's looking good. Looking good. We probably need some more social life type stuff here. So why don't we go ahead, under leisure, campfires. Look, that's a lot of space to allocate to one of those. So I guess we have to just kind of see what we can get away with here. I wish I could build on top of stuff. It'd be very convenient. But I guess I have to build a platform to really do that. So if I do this, then put a path here, then I can start building on top of all this stuff, right? Go ahead and unlock the triple lodge, because we can. Oh, we have the ability here to do some of this, which is exciting. So we'll do that. Except I don't think that's going to match up with that. No, it won't. So we have to build... It's like a weird logic puzzle for my brain here. We're going to need to build this, and then another staircase on top of another platform here to then get high enough where we can connect to all the triple housing we're going to build. Which is going to be these three right here. So we might as well go ahead and unlock triple platform. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Where has that been all my life? I know what to do with you. Go ahead and pause. Put this here. Oh, this is such a convenient addition here. I should have done this sooner. So that will allow us to get, not the triple platform, the double platform. That will allow us to get this all synced up here. And then we can also, on this other side, put triple lodges. And then, on top of this... Okay, we still can't build on top of the rooftop terrace here, which, you know, is it's fine. I guess to be expected. Just put another one of these here, and then on this side, we'll just have to, God, this is a mess. But, I guess this is what I get for, wanting to build like this, right? Well, that's going to be plenty of, stuff for our beavers to do in the next episode, because we are just about out of time at the end of, this drought. So yeah, this is the time of the episode where I remind you that I do live stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/jcthebeard, playing Ostriv and other games as well, hoping to also start YouTube live streaming soon as the community tab and all that other stuff is fully integrated after recently joining YouTube partner program, all that good stuff. But yeah, hopefully you will follow along over there because we've got all sorts of good stuff coming up. I'm hoping to do at least one live stream this upcoming weekend. And if you are just watching on YouTube, that's fine too. More than appreciated. And you're a valued part of our little community here. If you haven't subscribed, of course, please consider doing so, because we got all sorts of good stuff coming. More Timberborn, more Ostriv, and maybe some other games in the near future as well. Other city builder type stuff. But yeah, that is all the time we've got for today's episode. Survived 2 drought cycles and, you know, really did a whole lot in the town. Lots to be happy with here. So that's where we're going to leave it. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.